universe. Are you thriving, surviving, or barely living today? I'm starting this whole video out with a voice recording. Obviously, I am barely living. I have been sick for days at this point. They're all running together. I'm still having to do, sorry, the snorting is, it's disgusting, but it's necessary. I'm so sorry. I'm still having to do mom things and work things. And I had this entire video recorded and edited Sunday night. And then the sickness literally just like punched me in the gut. So it is Thursday night right now. I'm trying to get this up for you tonight / early in the morning. So just so you know, there are some things in here that don't make as much sense or align. I might have talked about like discount codes and stuff that might still be in stock that's probably not the case anymore and stuff like that. So I think the important things to hit are there is a Google exit form. Please fill that out so you could get drawn for the grand prize. That's happening tomorrow, Friday the 20th, on Sophie's channel. They're doing like a Friday night Sunday scaries with Jade. Please enter into this giveaway. The word and everything is later on in the pretty late on in the video, so like stick it out, y'all. And then I will draw for that probably next week on Friday on my live on the whatever the week after tomorrow is. I don't know. I'm sick, y'all. I don't know. Also, even though like Painting with Pities doesn't have her discount code probably up anymore, she did very kindly, she very kindly gave me a discount code to share with you guys so you can use that as my followers or subscribers. So if you get anything, and she's released some new things, I think like today, I have to go check it out because I've been dying all day. She did release some new things in her shop. So if you want a discount code, you can use Vero, V like Veronica, ERO 15, and that will get you a discount in the Painting with Pity shop, and it'll let her know that I sent you. So I love you guys and enjoy this actually really long video. Okay, bye.
Hello, universe. Are you thriving, surviving, or barely living today? It is Veronica, and I am here to bring you my last video for the Hispanic Heritage Month event, #Hispanic Artist DP23. So I hope everyone has had a good time at the event. I hope you've enjoyed participating, and I hope that you have enjoyed the content that I put out for it. It's my first event ever. Just so you know, before I start this video, there will be a giveaway at some point in this video, so I would stay tuned. There will be a secret word and a giveaway. For my last video, I thought that I would do just a whip and chat style video. It's the only type of video that I haven't done in this month so far. So I'm going to work on my painting that was for the event. This is the painting Fenya by Enes Guerrero. It's from Diamond Art Club. And then I'm going to talk a little bit, and also potentially, if Gems Flow decides to ever load on my computer I'm sitting in front of, do the diamond painting tag that Laura with Anxiety Art Adventures tagged me in a million years ago. So let's get into that. Let me cut this. I am working sideways because I'm in the third row of this canvas and I was having to like reach really far. And that's not like really a good view when you are diamond painting for a video like this. Doesn't really work. Just to talk about what I have really quick, my minder, it says Sapphires and Oceanwaves. I don't know if you can tell with like the printing behind it, but there you go. That is from our sponsor, Painting with Pities. So is this Churro Pity Putty, which I have not tried yet. I'm going to try it literally right now. I'm going to dig out, even though this putty is still fine, I'm going to dig it out so I can use Breeze Putty, who is the owner of Painting with Pities. So I'm going to use this Churro Putty. It smells delicious. I think she still has it in her shop, and I don't know if today's the last day or if she's already taken it off, but she did have a discount code for 15% off using code Churro, so go use it. My pen is from Norse Alchemist, I believe is who I got this one from. I'm almost positive. And it just seems like very dark and stormy. So I thought it really fit in with the theme of the painting, because this is kind of a darker image. I love this pen because it has like, this looks black, but if you really look in the light, you can see it's actually green. I love like this deep dark green. And then I'm using a Mini Made tray. This is the Summer Sunset, I want to say is what it's called. So it's a color changing magic tray. Yeah, so I'm sorry, I'm like dying. I don't know why. I think it's because it's late at night. And my son is sick, which is why this is taking longer than I wanted it to. And he kept like waking up during the day when I was going to film. So it's late at night instead. And hopefully he doesn't wake up here soon, because he always wakes up in the middle of the night and comes to my room. So we'll see what happens. Oh, the putty I'm digging out smells so good. I got another whiff of it because I've like disturbed it now. Oh my gosh, it smelled really good. Well, this is probably like not the recommended way to dig putty out of your placer, especially like when this is a Diamond Art Club 12 placer. But it's the easiest way, so I'm going to continue to do it wrong until someone tells me an easier way than this, which I don't think exists right now. I mean, unless you have super long, sharp stiletto acrylics, then maybe. For those who have not, I don't think I've ever like loaded putty on a video before. I feel like all of you know how to load putty. Look how cute this is. It's like pink and sparkly with a little paw print. Oh my god, it smells so good. It smells very like sweet holiday. Like it's perfect in my opinion. So you just poke it. I know I'm poking it in like the worst place ever, but it's because this placer is super long. So I'm like taking a chunk out of the paw here. But see, ta-da! I've used it now officially. I'm gonna smooth it over to get into the corners. I think that was enough. Actually, it might be perfect. I feel like hers is actually the perfect thickness. Like not too thick, maybe? We'll see when I start diamond painting. I might need to get a little, see like this corner didn't get, I should not be doing it on the diamonds. It's better on a flatter surface. See, I just like added a little bit to this corner because this corner wasn't part of what I originally like poked. And then smooth it all out. And it's in there. It smells so good, and it's pink. Sparkly. I don't know if it looks pink and sparkly still. I can't tell on the camera if it does. I can see it in the light. That doesn't mean you can see it. And then I've officially destroyed my pity putty. Not destroyed it, it's still usable. I just mean it's not perfect anymore. So I'm gonna put that over there. Okay, so how's everyone doing? Hopefully you're having a good weekend, had a good month, are enjoying the spookiness of October and all of that jazz. This week, I didn't go live this Friday because I was just super tired. I literally stayed up all night long, almost. It was like Thursday night. I think I was up until 4 a.m. before I fell asleep. And then I got like 4 hours. I woke up at 8 so I could work. I should have taken the day off, but I had to work. It was like one of those, you don't really have a choice. You have to, sorry, I have to move the light a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't mess up your view. It was just too reflecty. And I wasn't gonna be able to see well enough. But yeah, I like couldn't sleep at all. It was really frustrating. I hate it when I have nights like that. It's kind of the worst. So I'm trying to decide how I'm going to start here. Just there we go. So I was just like too tired. I just couldn't. And then I ended up like, I don't know, going places Friday. I didn't go to bed at a decent time. Also, my child is sick, so that part was fun, like taking care of him Friday night because he was not well, and so I gave him medicine. I don't know any of you people have like tips on how to get a child to not hate medicine. My oldest took medicine fine. Like he drank it down like it was juice. He was all good with it. But my youngest hates medicine like with a passion, and I have to. Uh, I'm sorry if this like upsets anyone, but it's for his well being. Like I have to hold him down to give it to him, and then sometimes he gets himself like really worked up, and then will make himself sick. And it's just really awful. So I like really try to avoid to give him medicine if I don't have to. But he just, I don't know, he just needed medicine, you know? Like I just needed to give him something. Um, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to just spiral right into that. Um, my what else is happening? My oldest had a game, another baseball game, and poor kid, he pretty sure made his team lose potentially the game today. I mean, I don't know if it was all on him, but it was pretty dang close. He was the last out of the game, and it was mostly, I mean, he might have gotten out anyway, and that's why I say it might not have all been on him. Like they might not have had a chance regardless. But um he and he's done this a few times, and we keep telling him he can't do that, but he panics in the moment. Basically, if he's out, like, so he's on a base, first or second, there's somebody behind him, okay? And the person batting hits, like, you have to run. You don't have a choice. Someone's coming up behind you, they have to run. So tonight he was on second. There's somebody on first. The person who was batting hit. So the person on first has to run, right? And David, he needed to run because the person on first was coming to second base. And then the person who was batting was automatically going to first, right? Well, he started and then he saw the ball cross in front of him and he hesitated, and instead of like just going for it and running his little heart out and then maybe getting out on third or maybe being able to continue, because it was a ground ball, he hesitated and he turned back around and went to second base and he was out. There was nothing to be done. Which is a bummer, and I feel bad. I don't know. Poor kid. I mean, but he knows better, but poor kid, Because us adults sometimes get like really stressed about games and stuff. And, you know, this is his first year playing. He's never played before. And I don't know. He's learning, and it's rough. It's hard. It's hard out there. But yeah, so that was my day to day mostly. What else did I do this week? Lots of work. Lots of work. I'm getting more work. Um, Somebody is getting a different kind of work in my company, and so and they were running some of the stuff that I already do just in a different market. So I'm going to get that work. So I will now have 5 different projects that I run as project manager in some capacity. His stuff will be easier because I'll be like a silent manager, I guess is the way to put it. Because there's a lot of changes in that department like towards the beginning of the year, and we don't want to irritate our customer any more than we already did back when we had all those changes. Because it was very like revolving door esque. So they just want to keep the folks that are like presenting as managers. They wanted them to continue presenting as the managers, and speaking to stuff, but like I'll be a behind the scenes kind of person running stuff. Ah, did you see that? I don't know if I put enough putty in here, and my light is driving me nuts, y'all. Hold on, let me see. It is. Okay, I'm gonna push it over there. Maybe it won't be. Sorry if I can't see as well and am slower and I'm talking. I feel like it's always harder to be talking, and I'm I'm a failure today. Hold on. Let me just get these all back in there. Everything that fell. Okay, you're down. Okay, so I'm rubbing the top of this putty. This is not the putty's error. This is my error. I think I need a little more. Just a hair more, maybe. Or maybe it'll make it even worse. Maybe I'll be a failure. I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. Literally, this putty actually was doing really well. It's literally me. I'm the problem. It's me. So I'm gonna just add a little more to see if it fixes me being the problem. Oh my gosh. Bree is like screaming somewhere right now. Like, what the heck are you doing, Veronica? You're making a mess. You're making a mess. Oh my god, it smells so good though. Okay, this is too much now. Like, way too much. Hold on. Let me just smooth it out. Okay. Let's just see where we end up here. Y'all, I'm sorry. Bree is literally screaming at me. And it would be for a good reason because I'm causing so many problems. I already know I am. I already know I am. Okay. Probably didn't need to like stab my whole pin in it again either. It's probably part of the problem. I could have just gotten a little piece. Okay, hindsight, Veronica. Okay, remember this next time when you just go stabbing in it again. You could have just gotten a little piece and smoothed it over the top and melded them together. And then you wouldn't have had to rip off a bunch. And it probably would have worked out better than whatever the heck you just did. But it's fine. Everything's fine. I'm fine. Okay. I'm just gonna, not even gonna put it in the pack. I'm just gonna set it right there. Okay, anyway, I forgot I was talking about baseball. I think I finished basically talking about that. I need my brain to restart. It's because it's late, and I'm sure I'm getting my little one's sickness. I'm sure he shared it with me because, you know, he has to kiss me and cuddle me and love me, which I appreciate. That's fine. That's fine. What else is happening? I'm trying to think. I was talking about work. That's what I was talking about. I had already talked about baseball. Gosh, I'm a mess. Yeah, so I will be managing more things, which is fine. Some of my other projects slowed down. So I work in the telecom industry, basically wireless service type situation stuff for the most part. And it is typical of the telecom industry to run out of money and then tell everyone to hold on the stuff that they are working on until the next year, right? Because their budgets run out and then they need the new budget for next year. Which is like all fine and dandy, but like I wish that they would just get their life together because this happens every year, but it's never going to change. So I shouldn't even bother complaining about it. That's just how it is. I should expect it. Well, and the funniest part is come January 1, it'll be like, hurry up and get this done because they have the money, right? Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, get it done, get it done, get it done. And then, you know, the cycle will repeat itself. And the end of next year, they'll be like, oh, slow down. We can't get this done yet. You can't keep going. So it's fine though. I'm used to it. It's kind of yucky. It makes my numbers look bad. But I mean, I think my management knows that it has nothing to do with me. Like, they literally, no one ever has to talk to me. I work from home and I just get my stuff done, and my customers don't complain. In fact, sometimes my customers tell me nice things. I wish they'd tell my boss, but they at least tell me nice things, especially about me keeping like one of my customers the other day told me that um my POs and my like money reporting stuff was the least painful of all of their vendors to go through, and he really appreciated it. So that was nice to hear that I was doing the right things. um, and then I did have somebody internally very kindly, one of the other project managers at my company, he very kindly, I helped someone on his team figure out how to submit some permits in Georgia. And they very, very kindly sent an email and blind copied me to my boss, to my direct supervisor, basically just saying that I went above and beyond to help them, and that they think that I'm a real asset to the company, and just some really, really nice things. And I really appreciated it. I know sometimes, little stuff like that can really just change your whole day, make you feel a certain type of way, because being in a construction industry, um, with ebbs and flows, like I was just talking about with budgets and money running out and stuff like that, especially in like the economy today, it can be a very nerve wracking to, I don't know, you never quite feel safe. Like I've been laid off in this industry before, and I didn't even have to be, right? Like, um, this was back when actually, well, I'll just segue into this story real quick, even though it has nothing to do with my week or anything to do with Hispanic heritage, and then I'll get to like that stuff. um, when when I bought my house in 2017, okay, I was working at a company that is where I started my telecommunications career, okay, telecom career. And their customer, which was a major customer, like think wireless carriers, okay, some of the biggest wireless carriers, it was one of them, okay. They ran out of money, or they were redoing their budgets, and they said, hey, for 60 days, basically, you're not going to have work, or we're going to be holding on a lot of things while we realign our budget and all this stuff. Um, so instead of that company, which thank God I don't work there anymore, instead of that company laying off those that they probably wouldn't have kept around after the fact if like numbers were less, and then like just finding a place for other employees that were of value, they just laid a bunch of people off, including me. And I got laid off the so I closed on my house on Friday. I got laid off like on, I think it was a Monday or a Tuesday, like literally a couple days after I purchased a whole house. I was laid off from my job, and it was the scariest, most, I don't even know, just the scariest experience of my life. I was like, oh my gosh, I made this huge like financial purchase, and it's my responsibility, right? Like, I have to pay my mortgage, and now I don't have a job. And what I do in like, I feel like the work that I do is very niche. So you have to find a company that needs you and is willing to pay you like what you're worth, okay? And sometimes that can be difficult because you know, I have I have a lot more value now. My knowledge is a little bit broader than it was. This was 6 years ago. Yeah. Um, but the stuff that I do is something that you can come in knowing nothing and learn it. It'll just take you time. So you don't have to have a degree or anything like that. I don't have a degree. I have a hair design license. That's not helping me in what I'm doing at all. So like, you don't have to have a college degree or anything. I'm sure it would help. I'm sure you could ask for more money and stuff like that, but you literally can know nothing, and as long as you like, I don't know, put your mind to it and pay attention and work hard, you can get. I went from being just a permitting person, essentially like a permitting clerk, um, to I changed companies. So after, well, let me go back. Okay, so I got laid off. My grandpa actually worked there as well, and he was very upset that they just laid us off like that, all willy nilly. And actually, there was somebody in a different department in the same company um, that needed additional help, and they offered to take me for the 60 or so days at my hourly rate, um, so I could give them extra help down there. It was like a warehouse situation. It was like it's just like construction, different. It's a different aspect. Um, Different managers and all of that. So completely different department of the same company. Um, but yeah, so they scooped me up, and I worked down there for 2 months, and then boom, all the work was back, and I got moved back up there. Yeah, yeah. They couldn't. That was the thing I think that upset my family the most and upset me the most. Honestly, I didn't have as much trust in that manager after the fact. Was um, they could have they could have figured that out, right? If they valued me as an employee, I would expect that a company that knows that their work is going to come back in 60 days, and it wasn't like they were like, oh well, we don't know, they had a timeline, right? To me, if you have a high value employee, you find them a space to continue to stay if you can, right? And they could, because someone else did it. Someone else liked me enough and knew that I was a hard enough worker that they took it upon themselves to pick me up, to keep me from leaving the company. Um, so they could have done that, but they didn't. That was their choice, and it was a bummer. Anyway, sorry to go into that whole tangent about work. And maybe I'll keep it in. Maybe I won't. Maybe y'all don't care enough, which I totally get. So actually, what I was planning to talk about a little bit in this WIP and chat was my Hispanic heritage and some of the things that I've experienced, and I don't know, just talk just very generally about kind of like where my heritage comes from, I guess. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But basically, I am not full blooded by any means. I am a quarter Cuban. My dad is very white, and my mother was born of a Italian woman and a Cuban man. So my grandfather, my mother's father, was born in Cuba, and I think he came over here when he was 18, if I remember the story correctly. His grandmother, or my great grandmother, his mother, came over first, and then she got all of her children, I think, sponsored to come over. They were from like Havana, so yeah. So he came over, I think, when he was like 18ish, if I remember the stories correctly. I wasn't able to like verify all of this. I don't see my Hispanic side as much anymore, my Cuban family, and I'll explain a little bit more of that, but of the why behind that. But anyway, yes. So actually, I think my grandmother met him in New York, because my grandmother's from New York. She's from Brooklyn, and they had two children together. I'm assuming they moved to Miami very quickly, because maybe they met, maybe they did meet. No, she had to have met him in New York. I don't know. So, yes, my grandfather, his name was Jose, Jose Gonzalez. Like I said, he was born in Cuba, um, and they majority, and for the most of his life, okay, like after he moved from Cuba to New York to Miami, he lived in Miami. That's where the Cubans live. It's Miami, okay? Like I don't make the rules. That's just where they all live. That's where pretty much my entire Cuban family lives, unless they've like moved away since. But yeah, it's that's just where they're from. So I grew up mostly in Georgia here where I am now. I was born in North Carolina. That's where my dad lives, but um, my mom was raised in Miami. My aunt was raised in Miami for a long time until my grandmother met my grandfather, who's not blood related to me. And they started moving because he just moved a lot for work. So my aunt is fluent. My mom was fluent in Spanish. Unfortunately, my mom did not teach me Spanish because she said she hated learning it, which is a bummer because like that could have been really useful for me. Um, but yeah, she didn't teach me at all, so I do not know Spanish. Um, And honestly, I spent a lot of my time growing up. Like, I struggle sometimes to identify as Spanish. Like, sometimes I will tell people, like, I have Cuban family or I'm Cuban, part Cuban. Um, but I sometimes struggle to fully identify as Spanish because growing up, like, I never felt Spanish enough. Um, because people make assumptions based on how you look, how you talk. Um, so if when I was a child, I would say like, yeah, I'm part Cuban. My grandfather's from Cuba, so I'm like technically that's second generation. Um, and people would be like, you don't look Spanish, you don't look Cuban, you don't look Spanish. You're not. Your skin isn't darker. Your hair isn't really, really, really dark. Like you don't. And it's like, well, excuse me, but first of all, um, I have Cuban family who is blonde haired and blue eyed. You don't have to be a certain color or know Spanish or any of those things to identify as Hispanic. I felt, somewhat connected to that side of me because I grew up around my Hispanic family. Like we would go visit them every year. We would stay for weeks. Sometimes we would go on vacations with them. I didn't learn Spanish, but I would be around them. I would eat the food. My mother still made the food. My grandmother even makes the food, and she's not Hispanic at all. My aunt still makes the food. Oh, I love Cuban food. It's the most amazing food on the planet, in my opinion. Oh my gosh, the pork falls apart. It's all marinated. I remember being in Miami and visiting and staying with my family, and we would go to the bakeries and we'd get pastelitos and croquetas, and um, um, I would have toasted bread buttered, and I would dip it in cafe con leche, and we still now as a family we make Cuban coffee during holidays, and we drink our cafecito, and oh, I love it. I make Cuban coffee at home. I don't make it very often now because I don't have anyone else who's drinking it. Um, as much as I would love to have it like every few nights, every night, I love it after dinner. Um, there's just no point in me making a full pot of Cuban coffee if no one else is going to be drinking it with me. I will probably have a heart attack if I try to drink the whole thing. Unless I like do like a cafe con leche situation. But I just there was a part of me, especially growing up when I was around them more often, that felt really connected to the Hispanic side, and it was really disheartening sometimes to be told that I wasn't Hispanic enough. In fact, when Sophie asked me if I wanted to co host this event with her, I asked her that. I said, Sophie, you know, I'm only a quarter Cuban. Am I Hispanic enough for your event? Like, are you sure you want me to be part of it? And she was like, yes, of course, which I really appreciated it. But I just wanted to, like, I don't know, tell her, like, it's silly. And I think we all get imposter syndrome sometimes, but I think because of my experiences growing up, I felt like an imposter to be part of the event. So hopefully none of y'all feel that way. Um, And I actually have some pictures of my family that I was going to show you guys. So you guys can kind of see that side and, that family. So part of the reason why I don't really see them, and I haven't seen them in a while, is I've talked about it before, but my mom passed away from breast cancer when I was 15. And she was a lot of the reason why we went there, right? Because she was visiting her family. Her family's my family, but my grandmother doesn't have a connection to them. My mom did. My grandma's not going to go hang out with her ex-husband and his wife. Like, he got remarried and everything too. So, um, yeah. So when she passed away, I moved in with my grandparents, my mom's blood, like my mom's mother, and then her husband, who is basically like, I don't consider him like a quote unquote step grandfather. Like, he's my grandpa. Like, I've known him my entire life. He married my grandmother when my mom was 8. I've never known a life without him. I just had like extra grandparents. I just had like extras, which is really great. So I forgot what my point was. Okay, so yeah, so when she passed away, I was in high school. Can't really go plan a visit when you're 15 years old, 16 years old, right? My grandmother wasn't going to do it. And also, my grandmother doesn't even drive, okay? She doesn't have a license. She's never driven. She's tried. She ran into a bush. She was raised in Brooklyn where you didn't have to drive, and then she had a husband that would drive her places, right? So in Miami, even, you don't even really have to drive in Miami, like where they lived. It's mostly blocks. You can get where you need to go or take a taxi or something. Like, it wasn't like that then. So my mom passed away, and the anniversary of her death was actually August 30th. And then the next year, on the exact same day, a year later, my my abuelo Pepe is what I would call him, Jose, he passed away. So those were my main connections and my main reasons to visit, right? And they were both gone within a couple years of each other, and I was a teenager. I still talk to that family sometimes, like they're on my Facebook and whatever, and if I see them post, like I'll comment and stuff like that. And I need to make it a priority to go visit them because other members of the family have since like passed away or gotten illnesses and things like that. It just hasn't been something that I've managed to do. So I think that's something that I really want to try to do this year, is get out there. But I will show you. Start with the older photos. So this is in Miami. This is my mom and my aunt, actually. My grandmother liked to dress them matching, but you could tell this is very Florida, right? Like, and then this is my great grandmother. This is in Cuba. My great grandmother and my bisabuela and my abuelo Pepe. In Cuba. And I got lots of photos. And then I think that's my mom as well, which she looks a lot like me, and my aunt looks a lot like me too. Make sure there's not any other like good photos in here. Then here's some more older photos. I have to be careful. I don't want to show like anybody's face on here. These are older photos, so I don't think it's as big a deal. But here we go. So that's my grandmother. So she's Italian. She's not Hispanic at all. She didn't know Spanish, and she always it always made her mad because my widow side of the family, their first language is Spanish. Some of them never spoke very good English, so they were always speaking in Spanish around her, and it used to make her so mad because she didn't understand it. She'd pick stuff up here and there, but like, it's like it's always uncomfortable when people are speaking in a language you don't understand. But that's my grandmother, and that's my mom, and that's my aunt. They're cute. And then try to find like So that's my abuelo Pepe. And I think that one's my mom, that one's my aunt again. And then I'm not going to show that one. And then there we go. Abuelo Pepe and my mom hanging out, just chilling. Very old school. Look at those curtains. And then these are some pictures from when I went to visit them as a kid. So some of my family when I was younger. I have other pictures from when I was older, but they are on a phone somewhere that I don't even know where that is. I'd have to charge it, hope that it turns on. So basically, because I took these with like an old school Polaroid camera and got these developed is the reason why I'm able to like pull them and show you. But let me see. So I'm gonna like cover up faces here. So here's me, all young. You can tell this is very Florida. This is at my bisabuela's house. She never took down the lights. So that's in Miami, and that's me. And there's my abuelo Pepe. He's in the kitchen of his house. And he actually, at this point, had had like a couple strokes. So these fingers that he's holding like that, this finger and his thumb, he always kind of had like this. Like he couldn't curl it all the way in. So that's him. This is my bisabuela. At this point, obviously, much older than in that picture of them together. This is a little bit before she passed. I want to say like a year before she passed. She actually didn't speak, she understood English, but she didn't speak English. And one of the last things she told me was that I needed to learn Spanish. Well, it's kind of sad. I did join Spanish in middle and high school to learn, but she passed away when like I was in the 6th grade. So I didn't get to use it on her, but that's her. And then here's some members of the family. I'm going to see. Use one of these. So this is my, trying to not show people who are like living and who you could potentially identify. So this is my abuelo Pepe again. This is in his house. And that's me. Looking all glum. Let me bring this over so you can see better. Hopefully those photos aren't super dark. And then on this side, I think both of them have passed away. I don't remember what their names are. But that's my mom. And that was, when was this? Does it say when it was developed on the back of this? No. I was probably maybe 10. Let's see. Does this one say? No. So it was in the 2000s. My mom had already had cancer one time because her hair is short. That's how I can tell. Her hair is really short. Not really short, but she'd grown out enough. That's why I think I was probably at least 10 because she had it when I was 8. But yeah, that's my family. That's kind of like my history there and kind of um how I experienced, my family's culture. And then I was gonna do the tag, which I don't know if I'll answer all the questions because I think it's already been a long time. Although I'm sure I will edit out my 5,000 ums. I know I've already said a bajillion times. And I know it's annoying. I'm so sorry. My GemsFlow won't load, so if I have questions that I need GemsFlow for, I'm so sorry. Okay, so Laura with Anxiety Art Adventures tagged me in these questions. Where did my photos go? No, I didn't need that. I needed, no. No. Photos. Okay. And it was the diamond painting tag. I don't remember exactly when she tagged me in this. It's probably been at least a good month though. It was before my birthday. I'm almost positive. So question 1, how many diamond paintings have you completed? So this is part of why I wanted to open that GemsFlow app to make it easier for me to answer these. But luckily I put this answer on my Instagram. So based on my Instagram, I have completed 19 paintings. I will also add in here that I have, let's see, the mermaids. Did I count? I hope I added in the enablers outpost. I have like between 19 and 20, probably 19 completed paintings, but I have, I think, 6 WIPs at this point. I have, oh my gosh, the mermaids from Lazy River Crafts. I have Deity of Life from Unimade. This painting, Fenya from Diamond Art Club. I have, Glorious Purpose from Diamond Art Club, the Loki painting, and then I have Jupiter for Diamond Art Club. And I feel like there's another one, but okay, so we'll say 5. So I have 5 WIPs right now. Some of them just have the corner done. Some of them are almost done. Like my Loki painting, 2/3 of the way done. This painting, almost halfway. Jupiter, a corner. The mermaids, actually, I think halfway. I think I got like halfway on that. I need to, hopefully I can get through my WIPs before the end of the year. That will push me into the 20s for completed paintings. I've been really slow about painting this year. I had an entire move. I had months where I didn't do it at all. Work has been crazy because I became a project manager at the end of last year. I think it was like September, October times. And I've only had stuff added to my plate, not taken away. So yeah. So that's why I have very few finishes, especially this year. I think I've only finished, oh my goodness, maybe 4 paintings. Sorry, it's really late. 2, how many diamond paintings do you currently have in your stash? I am ashamed to say that I'm pretty sure my stash, I think on my app. Oh, I remembered my 6th WIP. I'm sorry. It's also Diamond Art Club. It is Herbalist Helper. I started it for Laura's event, Claws and Paws, and Katie and Lindsay, Diamonds of Washi and Emeralds and Fairy Lights event, Jills and Chills, because she's a witch and there's a ferret in it, and I have done a corner. So that's my 6th WIP. I knew I had 6. Yeah, so if I finish all of those, I'll hit 25 at least. That would be nice. And then maybe I could get in something small. 5 have, with not having painted for I think 4 months, or 3 or 4 months, I didn't touch a diamond painting. That would be great, honestly. How many diamond paintings do you currently have in your stash? So I'm ashamed to say, I think I have, I think there's some I haven't inputted. So I might have hit 150. But I feel like my GemsFlow says in the 140s, the high 140s, but I feel like there's stuff that I haven't entered. So I can't say for certainty. So I'm just going to say roughly 150 paintings. Yes, it is ridiculous the amount of paintings I have, especially considering that I have completed 20, right, in my 3 years diamond painting. It's not looking good for how many years it's going to take. Let's just do that quick math, actually. Do I have a calculator on here? I have to have a calculator on here. Calculator. So I've done 20 in 3 years, right? That's what I said. So what's 150? What's 20 divided by 3? Oh my gosh. My computer hates me. Okay, so 6. So it's 150 divided by 6. So 25 years. It's going to take me almost my entire life again, assuming that I don't speed the heck up to do all my paintings. I don't think it'll really take me that long. I think that there's been some extenuating circumstances, because like last year I finished 11. Okay, so if I finish 11 a year, also I did start in like the end of 2020. So if I finished 11 a year, well, what's 150? That's probably like 15 years because 10 would be 15 years. 13 years. So 13 years seems way, way less daunting than 25. I will give myself that. Hopefully I speed up here soon. Hopefully I can get things in a rhythm. You know, my children will get older. Life changes, right? So I will get back to it and I will diamond paint more and more as things settle. And you know what? It's fine. Nothing, it's gonna be fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt anybody to have 150 paintings, right? It doesn't hurt you guys. Honestly, would help you guys because then I can unbox things and show things to you when I do them. It's exciting. But I do need to slow down on I have started to slow down on purchases. I don't just buy anything that I want because I'm afraid I won't get it anymore. I typically have been, unless I just know I need it, I wish list it. And then you know, if it sells out, then fine. And then when it sells out, if it comes back for restock, I'll reevaluate. Like, did I really need this as much? Or maybe before it even restocks, I'll be like, nah, never mind. Like I've done that on several now. I have wish listed them. They've sat in my wish list for however many months because they sold out or whatever else. And then I remove them because I'm like, I don't really need this painting as bad as I thought I did in the moment. So I recommend that if you were feeling overwhelmed by your stash and you feel like sometimes you just purchase things even though you don't need it or maybe even don't want it later, try the wish list way. Now, I will say that there are some companies that discontinue things without warning, and that's a bummer to feel like you might miss out. So that's what I'm saying. If you feel like you really need it, you know, and you can afford to, then go ahead and get it. But I don't know. You'd be surprised what you end up deciding that you didn't really need. And actually, while we're here, why don't I just go ahead and throw in the keyword? So, to tell you what I'm giving away today, I am giving away a cup from Cositas by Lee. I don't have my cup right here, but the last video that I posted, I unboxed a cup from them. They have really amazing cups, lots of different options, super cute. They're a Hispanic owned shop. I love my cup. I've already drank out of it multiple times. I got a ghost face that said, no, you hang up if you didn't see it. So I'll have their shop link down below or their link tree or whatever. Go check them out. Seriously, they're amazing. So I'm giving away a cup and a $50 Diamond Art Club gift card. So, I think that will make the keyword, why don't we make it heritage? Okay. The keyword is heritage. So you can tell me about your heritage. Maybe you're not Hispanic, but maybe you're something different. Maybe there's certain aspects of your heritage that you still celebrate or anything like that. Down in the comments below, and I will close the comments and I'll probably do the drawing on my live this coming Friday. Okay, Diamond Art Club gift card and a cup from Cositas by Lee. They're amazing. You want this, okay? So use the word below in a comment. Do not use the word giveaway. Please use it in a sentence. Be creative. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about your heritage. Tell me about your life. And yeah, let's continue with these questions since we're only on number 3. When did you begin diamond painting? I started diamond painting in 2020. My aunt was already diamond painting. She was already doing Diamond Art Club paintings, actually. And I was staying with her for a little bit. I was pregnant with my youngest. And so this was during the wild, wild west of diamond painting where like nothing was in stock, okay? And the only company I knew about and to buy from was Diamond Art Club. My aunt was using them and she really liked them. So I wasn't gonna like go off the beaten path, okay? And she had found out and explained to me about licensed artwork and why that was important. So I never had to buy a budget kit. I never worked on anything unlicensed. The first painting I worked on was actually my cousin's painting that she had started and kind of abandoned. And it's the guinea pig one from Diamond Art Club. I forget what it's called. It might just be called guinea pig for all I know. So I finished that one, and it was a square. Um, and I loved it, and I bought more, and the rest is history. I think one of my first purchases was like a pre-order of Fathoms Below that I still have. I really just need to destash it at this point because it's discontinued now. Um, I got something sweet, so that's a Mandy Manzano one that's discontinued as well. It's Beauty and the Beast. Um, so yeah, that's when I started, 2020, and I haven't stopped since. But I was very slow in the beginning. It would take me 4 months to complete one painting. In 2020 slash 2021. Uh, Last year, I was completing about a painting a month, sometimes more, sometimes less. But that was my average. And then this year, I've been slow, and it's every 4 months again, I guess. I was started well in the beginning, but it went downhill for sure. Okay, 4. If you could only purchase from one diamond painting company for the rest of your life, who would you purchase from and why? I am going with all the rest of the creators and saying that I refuse to answer this question because there are so many different diamond painting companies, and I think that it would really suck to have to pick one. So, yeah, I can't. And I think they all have something to offer too. Like they're all different in their own way. They're going to have different artwork, obviously, maybe, and different artists potentially. I think some people share, but for the most part, different artwork, different artists, and different ways of like how they want their paintings to look or come across, right? Different rendering styles, preference for hand charting or computer charting or a mix or confetti or color blocking or whatever, okay? So I think it's really beneficial to try to do paintings from multiple companies. And I feel like I've done a little bit better about that this year, at least with a couple. Like I finished my Sword from Enabler's Outpost, and I worked on a Muni Made painting. Um, and my first, yeah, I think I'm gonna do my first Jada Gem Shop this year, probably here soon. Really want to get something up from her. Um, yeah, so I feel like I've done a little bit better about showing multiple different companies and working on different artwork instead of just being like a Diamond Art Club all the time. I love Diamond Art Club. Diamond Art Club's amazing. That's how I started. I'll probably never give it up, um, if as long as I don't have to. Um, but yeah, I think that there's so much to offer from multiple companies, so I don't want to pick one. Um, 5. When diamond painting, what is your go-to media to consume? Audiobooks, podcasts, YouTube. So typically I am listening to YouTube videos of fellow creators or watching lives or watching. Recently, I re-ventured into the Vampire Diaries. I had watched that show, but I don't think I ever finished it. And then I know there's like spinoffs like the originals, and then there's something else. I forget what it's called. I see like fan stuff on Facebook all the time for it. So I decided to just spin into that. So I can play that, and I don't really care about like having my eyes on it at all times. So I can finish that series. Um, Sometimes I listen to true crime podcasts. That was like a big thing that I used to listen to when I diamond painted at the very beginning, like 2022, 21 era. I would listen to actually a lot of Crime Junkie was like my main, because I joined their Patreon and got their backlog of episodes. So I had like years to listen to when I discovered them. So I'll watch or listen to true crime. Sometimes I'll also listen to audiobooks. So I do it all. I do it all. Um, what is your favorite category to diamond paint? Landscapes, fantasy, animals. So I prefer fantasy. Typically, the paintings that I'm drawn to have a subject in them. Um, I do have a couple of like landscape-ish or landscape adjacent paintings, but it's not my go-to at all. They're beautiful. They're just not for me. Honestly, I think because they don't feel as like fresh to me. They remind me of puzzles too. Um, so I just don't love it as much. I think it's more exciting for me personally to diamond paint like a fantasy image with some sort of subject in it. Okay. What is the artist you have completed the most diamond paintings from? This is one of those times where I wish my gem slow was loading. And it's not. It's in a spinning circle of death. It won't load on my computer for some stupid reason, and I film with my phone. But I'm pretty sure that the answer is going to be Mandy Manzano. She was all I was purchasing in diamond painting at the beginning, so I'm pretty sure she's the one who I've completed the most of. Because I have 19 finishes. Let me just go to my Instagram real quick. I'm scrolling. Oh yeah, it's definitely Mandy. So just in pictures on my Instagram, I have Daughter of Honor, which is one Mandy. Bailar Conmigo, which is another Mandy. What is the Elsa panel called? I don't remember what this one is called. I'm sure I put it in the description. Snow Queen. Okay. So that's 3 of 19. I also have let me make sure there wasn't any more just right here. So I did the Wells of Salvation and I gave it to my grandmother. I did Something Sweet. So that's 5 of 19. So that's already, what, a quarter? Yeah, it's already a quarter of the paintings. There's something else that I did. What else did I do? Oh, 11. That is a Doctor Who Manny Manzano painting. I showed that on my videos. And then I did, what is that painting called? Oh my gosh. Oh, Undersea Dreaming. I also showed that on one of my videos. And I did, I forget what the title is of this one. It's the Daenerys with the dragons. I did that one as well. So that's 8. 8 out of 19 already. That's almost half. So, and I know that the rest is very scattered. I've had some Chrysabugs, Roy Trin, Miss Buttered, Art of Sita, Indie Creates. And these are not all Diamond Art Club paintings now that I'm listing. Saved by the Manatee. I have some Harry Potter ones. So a multitude of different ones now. Yeah. So what's your, I read that one. What is the artist you own the most diamond paintings from? I think this one's also Mandy Manzano. I have a lot of her paintings. I have all the princesses. I have, and then just I have a lot of like here and there ones, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that I'm sorry, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory that I showed you in one of my first videos for the event. And I don't know. I just have a lot of her paintings. Like I said, I bought her the most, and I was exclusively buying Mandy Manzano in the beginning. What is your go-to wax and diamond painting? Honestly, I suck at using wax. A lot of the time, I just leave the glue dot in and move, keep on trucking. I've never done putty. Okay. This I used in 2021 and the beginning of 2022. When I was still using wax in my pen. So this is hard and sticky. And I haven't used this in at least a year. but it's coffee cake. It smells good still. That's Miranda's Crafty Corner. I use, more recently, I have used WIP wax. This is not one that I have dug into. The one that I've dug into the most is lemon sugar because I just love the way that smells. And I actually have WIP wax that I need to unbox. This one is Pool Party, I think. Yes, Pool Party. So that's from Laura with Anxiety Art Adventures. And her shop is wewaxcrafts.com, I think. And then Abigail Swartz Handmade or Swartz Designs. I have several of hers, and I've dug into, I think this one. This one is Rain and Bamboo. And then this is a fruit salad, which just always makes me think of the Wiggle. So it's like a rainbow wax. I don't know. Can you see that very well? There we go. It's a rainbow wax. So she has several. I have several of hers. And I need to use it more. I just suck. Isn't that cute? And then more recently, and I still haven't used it, but for my last unboxing, but I did get this sticky, I don't think this is considered wax though, so I'll keep it to that, okay? Other than that, I use glue dots. And I started using glue dots probably a year ago now. Before that, I was using a lot of this wax or the red heart wax, to be honest. That was before I'd bought all these. Okay, this is gonna be a long video. What do you do with your finished diamond paintings? Do you hang them, put them in a portfolio, or something else? So I have a big black square, like artist portfolio under my bed, and that's where all my paintings that I've completed are. They're shoved up under there in the dark, never to be seen or heard from again unless I pull them out for some reason, like I did in past videos, or I don't know, to show someone. So if I tell anybody about diamond painting, I'll like pull that out so I can show them what a completed one looks like. Because I feel like you kind of get it more when you see one done. Not much more, but I think you have to be crazy like we are to fully get it. But I feel like you get it a little bit more when you see all the diamonds down on one and the size and everything and the detail, and then like it helps people understand. So that's what I do. I don't hang up any. And then I have some that are too long, or at least one that is too long. One of my princess panels that's rolled back up, diamonds out in this box in my closet with a note on it that says what it is and completed. I'm awful. Do you like to open your kits right away, or do you keep them sealed until you're ready to work on them? So I used to keep them sealed, and then I had some anxiety because I saw some people posting in like the AC VIP group and stuff mentioning that like, hey, I had gotten this canvas that was like a canvas got mixed up somehow in packaging. Things happen, you know, but that person had like waited a while, and so like maybe that piece was discontinued now and all they could get was like a refund of money and stuff like that. So I went through all my paintings and looked, and then I have several sealed now because honestly, with having a YouTube channel, I like want to unbox it for the channel, but then they just sit there and then I get more, and then the problem grows, right? So I need to just do maybe like a big unboxing or something. That might be fun. Tell me if you want to see that. If you want to see like a mass unboxing of some of my sealed kits. And yeah, maybe I'll do that. That might be fun. So I guess it's a mix of both. I've opened them to check contents. I would probably prefer to do that just so I can guarantee that everything is there. And then, yeah. The one thing I did do though when I opened everything to check the contents is I pulled out all the like stickers, and having moved after that and everything, I regret that decision now. I should have never done that. I should have left it rolled up in there. So don't pull out all your stickers. Leave them rolled up in the diamond painting, because I'm so afraid I'm going to lose them, and I don't have like a good system. I need to get a folder or a binder or something and just like keep them all safe at this point, because I really don't want to have to put each one back into its box. Maybe that's what I'll do when I do a stash video one day, and like hopefully I have all my sheets. I don't know. But yeah, don't do that. It's bad news bears. What is your number one unicorn kit that you currently do not own but hope to one day? This is a hard one. I am very lucky that I've gotten pretty much all my unicorns. I think maybe if I were to pick something, so Not Bad Just Drawn That Way, I think is a really cool painting, and I would love to have it, but I don't think I'll ever be able to justify paying Not Bad Just Drawn That Way money to get it or be fast enough, right? That one's a very highly sought after painting. The other one I like is the Avatar Manny Manzano painting. I think it's called Zion. That one has been discontinued since like before I started. Um, and then maybe like I love something about her, but again, that one's just like this highly coveted painting. And I think, do I love it enough? Because they're just like hanging out on that boat, and it's really, I think, pretty sizable. I think it's a pretty sizable painting, so I don't know if I want it enough. Okay, so let's say like number one. Oh my gosh, I would say number one, Not Bad Just Drawn That Way. Number two, Zion. Number three, something about her. Maybe. I don't know. What is the kit in your stash that you're most looking forward to working on? Ooh. Um, right now, today, I think one of my Jada Gem Shop kits. Oh, I'm hungry. My stomach's growling. I have not gotten to work on one yet, but I own several. And there are some ones that I just really want to do. Like there's the jellyfish one from Toshiya Sun. I have the octopus lady from Toshiya Sun. Love both of those. And then I also got that snake one. I think it's called like I Only Wanted to Love You or something like that. I don't know. I'll pop a picture on the screen so you'll know which one I'm talking about. I kind of want to do that one next, actually. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Because I loved Gamer Girl when I opened it too, which that's one of the ones I don't think I put in my gem slow. That's why I think I'm at 150 now. um, do you prefer confetti color blocking or a mix of both? Probably a mix of both. Sometimes a lot of confetti can get to be really exhausting, but I try not to let myself get bogged down too much about the entire painting and really try to work square by square. I think that's just the best way to do things. Literally all I've done in this entire video is this black because I've been talking. I usually go so much faster than this. I'm sorry, this is the most boring color to have to watch somebody put down on the canvas, but too bad. I already did this part, sorry. Yeah, so I think a mix of both. I mean, I think I like color blocking currently slightly better than confetti, but I think both is good. How do you pick which piece you want to work on next? So I've been going by events or sometimes just how I feel. Like if I just really want to feel I need to work on something, then I'll work on it. No rhyme or reason really, unless I can make it work for an event or I have something that can work for an event that I would like to do. Like the herbalist helper. I'm gonna die if the mic can pick up my stomach because last week Carol told me that she can hear my cat's water fountain. So a stomach growl is much closer to the water fountain. I'll die laughing. I'll put it in the bloopers. What's your favorite season or holiday to diamond paint from? Ooh, I mixed. Sorry, I skipped. How do you? No, I didn't. Okay, that was the next one. What is your favorite season or holiday to diamond paint? Um, Probably fall. I feel like that's the easiest one to diamond paint. That makes sense. I'm not a Christmas person. Like winter's cool, but I'm not gonna be doing a Santa Claus painting. That's just not me. If you love it, I love it for you, as Katie would say. Um, but yeah, fall. I'll say fall. Do you work on one kit at a time or have multiple WIPs at once? So I used to be a one kit at a time girl. Like for the first couple years, I would just do one kid at a time. I should really go back to being that girl because clearly I have a problem. I have 6 WIPs, some of which are just corners. I just need to get stuff done. But, things happen. Decisions are made in the moment, and then you have to make other decisions because there are events that you want to join in on and like support your friends. I have like great friends that do events, and I don't want to not do their event, even if it is only for a corner of the painting. I can say I joined in. So I know I'm the worst. Um, yeah, I kind of do want to get back to having like one or two. That's what I used to do. Is I'd have one main WIP and then I had like a smaller painting that I had near my desk or on my desk at work. And when I needed a few minutes, I would diamond paint for like 15, 20 minutes as my break. Now, my diamond painting desk is in the same room as my work desk, so I can just there's only one chair in here, so I just roll my computer chair over and diamond paint for 20 minutes. So I could go back to just having one, but I have to get rid of all 6 of these WIPs first. Um, Neutral dark pieces or colorful pieces, I like both. I don't get help like all been out of shape about the color palette as long as I like the piece, as long as the materials are working out nice and it's like coming out nice. I don't really care, honestly. Sometimes I get sick of monochromatic pieces after a while. Like I'm just get burnt out, but I'm not like absolutely miserable because I can look at the whole piece and go, oh, but this is turning out like really pretty. So it doesn't matter that I just haven't painted a whole bunch of blacks and browns because it looks beautiful. So, um, we're almost there. I'm just gonna finish this even though this whip and chat is super freaking long. Large pieces or snack size pieces. I like both. Um, I should probably be doing more snack sizes so I could actually get some paintings done. But most of my stash is large size pieces. So there's that. And when I buy from Jade Gem Shop, who is a host and a sponsor, by the way, if I didn't say so in the beginning or at some point in this video. It's been an hour and a half and it's the middle of the night, so cut me some slack if I have. Um, every time I buy from her, I get really nervous about like buying wrong. And this is so I love that she offers in multiple sizes and multiple shapes, okay? And other people love it too. And this is just me being whiny, okay? I don't know how to pick. So the benefit of me having a company say, I'm selling this canvas in this drill shape at this size is that I know it's going to turn out, right? Assuming I know the company and I trust them, I know it's going to turn out fine at the size that they're selling. But with Jada Gem Shop, she'll list, and thankfully she does put recommended sizes on there. And a lot of times I'll kind of look at that. But like my Toshiya Sans, I bought them in the biggest size. They're like 100 and something by 70 something. I don't know. They're ridiculously huge. Because I was afraid to buy smaller and lose details or them be fuzzy. And I didn't want that. So I'm kind of the worst. Place diamonds with tweezers or a pen. A pen. I've tried to place diamonds with tweezers. I have placed like ABs with tweezers, but it's so slow. I can only pick up like maybe 2 ABs at once. It's unacceptable. What's your favorite method for placing AB drills? I don't know. I just shove them on there. I'll like pick them up in my tray, but sometimes they get stuck on putties. I don't know why. This putty's been great, by the way. I've never used Breeze Putty before, so this putty's going great. So sometimes they'll stay stuck on the freaking pen, so then I have to like get it off and turn my pen over and like push them in. So sometimes, even though people do not suggest using a glue dot, if you come at it like really at the side, okay, like so sideways. Okay, I don't. Oh wait, where am I? Like that's barely even on the pen fully. I don't know if you can tell. See, like that, and stick it on like at an angle. You don't lose any of your coating. See? You didn't even hear a pop because it wasn't even like fully connected to the pin. And then you can kind of like push it or do whatever. This works better if you're like sticking in one hole. I don't know. That sounded inappropriate. Let's move on. Squares or rounds? I like both. I think I like squares more right now. I'm having a lot of trouble with rounds lately. They make me frustrated. Or I don't know. I've been going slower with rounds because I feel like I place and straighten constantly, whereas with squares I just have to place for the most part. Sometimes I have to straighten, but not as often. So I don't know. So I'm gonna say I like both. I don't not buy painting if it's one or the other, but I, I think right now I'm preferring squares. Oh Lord, this is sideways. There we go. What is your favorite method for? No, I read that. Oh, I skipped squares or rounds. Did I answer that question before the A-B jolts? No, I definitely skipped it, right? Okay. Well, if I answered twice, then I can delete it, I guess. What's your preferred method of sectioning off a canvas? With washi. That's the way I used to do. So when I first started, I just peeled back the plastic and willy-nilly diamond painted and then laid it back over until I was done. But then I went to release papers and I would rip the plastic fully off and cover the whole thing in release papers. And now I just do washi. Yep. Do you have any other crafty hobbies aside from diamond painting? I just got into cross stitch. I have a cross stitch package. Let me know if you want to see it. That I bought on a whim, thanks to Bev sending it to me. And then she sent me the link for it. So I was like, screw it, I'm gonna do it, even though I've never cross stitched before. So a few months back, Bev had actually sent me a printed cross stitch for me to just try cross stitching out. And I've been doing that. So here's that. And I've done like all the brown and this like purpley color and the white. So yeah, not too bad. I actually put it aside for like a week. I think I worked on it for a week. So I can do these a whole lot faster. I mean, but that's tiny too, so that helps. But I can do that in bed or around my kid and stuff, which is kind of a nice thing. Who do you tag in this video? Literally, this tag is so old. So anybody who hasn't done it yet, I tag them. So if you're watching this and you have a channel and you didn't answer any of these questions before, I tag you. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Everyone's probably already done it anyway. So that's the end. We made it. It is 2 in the morning for me. But I hope you're having a great event month, and I'm sorry that it's come to an end. I enjoyed it very much, and I enjoyed seeing all of your posts and everything. And I forgot to say, there is going to be a grand prize form, so we can confirm that the person who's getting the grand prize worked on a licensed kit. That was one of our rules, because Jade is one of the hosts. Her shop only does licensed images, so she just wanted to stay true to we wanted to stay true to her and have her back on only having licensed work for our event. So there will be a Google form. It should be out already by the time you see this video, and it'll be down below as well. So fill that out, and I'll talk with Sophie about when she wants to close the Google exit form, which you don't have to have a completed painting. You just need a picture of the painting that you worked on during the event, and then it'll ask for some information so we can send you your prizes. But I'll ask Sophie when she wants to close the Google form. All right, I hear a coughing child. I think he's about to come wake up. So I hope everyone's having a good day, and I hope you enjoyed this women chat. Hopefully it wasn't too long and you made it through, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks. Bye-bye. My goodness, my throat hurts too. I'm starting to get sick, I think. Liam gave it to me. Oh, and for the blooper reel, I just have to tell you guys, I was cold and I was wearing a wearable blanket, but it's awkward to have like big fluffy sleeves when you're trying to diamond paint, not paint, diamond paint. So I took it off and I put it on the other way. So I put my feet through the head hole and had to like penguin around and hold the blanket up so it could be like a blanket on my lap that's going around my whole legs like a cocoon with my feet sticking out. It's actually funny. And then obviously there's nothing in the arms. They're just hanging like upside down. So enjoy that visual. If you made it to the bloopers, oh, I have to sneeze.